In this problem, you are asked to determine the partition for quicksort prior to the first recursion. So you are given this array, and the left element is selected as the partition. This next element is selected as left, and the last one is selected as right. So we move the left until we find an element that is larger than the partition. In this case, we have already found it at 22. Likewise, we move the right until we find an element that's less than the partition. In this case, we've already found it at 3. So when we do that, now we will actually swap the elements out. So this becomes 3, and this becomes 22. So now we move the element left until we find the next value that is larger than 19, the partition. So we go here, and we found it at 21. Now we move the next element on the right until we find an element that's less than the partition. So we find it here at 10. So now, again, we're going to swap these elements. This becomes 10, and this becomes 21. So now, left is pointing at 10, and right is pointing at 21. So what's going to happen next is left is going to move until it finds an element that is larger than the partition. So it's going to move all the way until it points to the right element. And so the right element is either going to move left or until it crosses. So here, right is going to point there at 18. So the last thing we need to consider is right versus the partition. In this case, 18 is less than 19. So now we're going to swap them out. So 19 comes here, and then 18 comes here. So this is our solution: 18, 3, 10, 10, 7, 19, 21, and 22.